Hey, fourth graders, this is Area and Perimeter Review, pages 293 to 294. So let's get started. So, number one says fill in the blanks. So you're filling in the blanks with keywords. It's all related to area and perimeter. I'm not going to go over each one. I think as we go over and review each the problems on today's homework, you'll be able to answer number one. Okay, so yeah, let's just go over the other problems first. So number two, find the perimeters of the following rectangles. So we have a rectangle here. Remember, perimeter again is you're looking for when you find the perimeter or something of a shape of a polygon, I should say, you are finding the distance around the shape. Okay, so like how long is the shape? What's the distance? It's like if I walked around my rectangle here, what's the distance I'm walking? Okay, so you're measuring the length of the shape around the shape. So the way you would figure it out is simply just add up all the sides, length of the sides, and that'll give you the perimeter. Usually you would do something like this if you want to, build a fence around your house. You would want to know the distance around your house, right? So you're finding the perimeter of your house. So number two, this is 2A, it's two example problems. So let's do a pretend problem. So let's do 5 feet by 2 feet. Sorry. It's 12. Let's do 5 feet by, sorry, 5 feet by, let's do 11 feet. All right, just make it a little bit different. Okay, so remember the formula is perimeter of a rectangle is, was it 2 times the length plus 2 times W. And we know that, remember that length is the top and bottom sides of a rectangle, and the width is the sides, okay? So 2 times L, length is always the longest side, so in this case it's 11. So it would be perimeter equals 2 times 11 for my length, plus 2 times the width, in this case it's 5. All right, so then the perimeter becomes P equals 22 plus 10, and P equals 32. So 32 what? 32 feet. Really important that you guys write feet. So that's my perimeter. So do the same thing for all these. Write the formula down first, then fill it in, then, multiply and add them together. Alrighty. So, and don't forget to add your unit of measure. Really important. All right. Number 3, find the areas of the following polygons. So polygons are any shape made of straight lines, right? That's a polygon. As long as it's made out of straight lines, it's a polygon. So find the area of the following polygons. So a rectangle. How do you find the area of a rectangle? So remember, area, you're measuring the surface of the shape. You're measuring the surface, how much surface area the shape has. So you would do this if, let's say, you're trying to cover a house with carpet, right? You would want to know the surface area, the area of the of the house, so you know how much square carpets to buy. And remember that area is broken into square units. So if I was trying to cover my house with this red carpet here, how many square feet of carpet do I need to buy in order to cover up my whole rectangle here, my whole home? So that's what area will help you find. So find the areas of the following polygons. So a rectangle. We have a rectangle here. I'm gonna do an example problem instead. So let's say that rectangle. Let's say this is, instead of 8 by 9 feet, let's do 4 yards by 14 yards. Okay, so 14, 14, 4, and 4 yards. All right. So find the area. So if you remember, the formula for area is area equals, very simple, length times width. That's it. All right. So just one length times one width will give me the area. So in this case, area equals 14 for my length times the width 4. So area would equal 14 times 4, whatever that is. Let's see, is that 56? 4 times 4 is 24. Oh, sorry, 16. 16, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 5, 50, yeah, 56. 56, what? Square yards. So if I wanted to cover this area here with grass or carpet, I would need 56 square yards. I would need to buy 56 of these square 1 yard by 1 yard carpet in order to cover everything here. All right, so that's for rectangles. For squares, very easy. Just area equals side times side. You just multiply one side by one side, and you'll get the area. This is a little bit trickier because there is a fraction, but we've multiplied fractions before. Okay. All right. Yeah, so you just be multiplying 1 1/2 times 1 1/2. Change it to an improper fraction, multiply that, so on and so forth. Make sure your answer is in square feet. All right, number 4. Reverend, R-E-V means Reverend. Reverend Whitley is planning to put a fence around the yard of the parsonage. The length of the yard is 95 feet, and the width is 87 feet. So I should say length of the yard is 87. I should underline this whole thing. Okay. How many feet of fencing material does he need to buy? So are we looking for the perimeter or the area? Remember, I said it over and over again. When you're building a fence, what do you need to figure out? The perimeter or the area? You would need to figure out the perimeter, right? So this is, oh man, sorry. Perimeter of, how would you figure out the perimeter of a, how would you figure out the perimeter of this yard? Length of the yard is 90, so it's 95 feet in length and 87 feet width. So we need to figure out the perimeter of this shape here, okay? And that'll tell you how much fencing he needs to buy. Letter B, the fencing material costs $3.97 per foot. What will be the cost of Reverend Whitley's fence? So whatever answer you get here, the answer, you would multiply that by $3.97. And that will tell you how much fencing you would have to buy. Okay, so that's the first page there. All right, so this is you're just writing down the place value. Remember, keep in mind that this is a decimal point here. So what would this be? So these are all decimal point, fraction place values. So this is the 10th place, right? And this one here, 7, will be the ones place. Okay. All right, and so on and so forth. Multiply carefully. 4 7 times 3 12ths. I think you guys should be able to do this. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Find the area and perimeter of the scale drawing. All right. So remember, area. You're measuring for area. You're measuring this whole entire purple part. And perimeter, you are measuring the distance around the square here. Make sure you write the correct square units. Square what for your answer here? Multiply each number by 9. Just multiply by 9. Whatever this is, 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. Then write your answer inside of the box here. All right, so that's pretty much it. Okay, pretty straightforward. Take care, everyone.